Morning. How y'all doing today? Well, my name's Tom, and I'm just a rambling Christian. This is the first time you've been here. Please stick around. We look at things a little different around here. And typically, I like to ramble before I get started. So, you know, I've mentioned a few times Christians are moving to Islam. Uh, just saying. And but we're going to look at this a little bit today before we jump off back into Genesis. But Christians, Paul accused Christians of not being able to get off the milk. Now, a couple of things. The wine is Christianity. The milk is Judaism. Now, both are an attempt at creating their own religions. I've read within the Gnostics that the spirit of it all, everything that keeps life going here, has interlaid themselves within this word. That, and I speak of it, you have to have truth right in front of your eyes. You can't die in a lie and be taken. You have to have truth. This is why we're told to seek for ourselves, not listen to the words coming out of just anybody. And without seeking for yourself and letting others guide your path, that's the crooked way. The path comes from here, the heart, where the law is. But now, what is a fallen angel? A fallen angel is named a demon, right? Now, what are the fallen angels accused of? Taking daughters of man, right? Now, daughters of man are man-made religions. Christianity is the bride. You see, this is religions are the brides. Okay? The daughters are just spirits without a religion. Many gods here, I tell you that. Many paths to many different locations. But there's only one way home. And then that could be prodigal son is the example of that. That you get lost on your way. And this is seeking guidance from others, not your father. And I tell you, nobody comes to the Father standing up. So if you all good in church, you all good. You will be Muslim next. That's covered in the Song of Solomon. Now, Solomon's a bad guy. Sorry, bad guy. He's not a good guy. He represents the spirit over, Islam and Christianity will become one. And that'll be Solomon. Now, we're going to look at the Song of Solomon. And we've done it before, but we're going to look in 4 a little bit. Now, a demon fallen angel, are the old gods, all of Greek, Egyptian, Roman. Uh, these are all examples of the giants among men, the gods that are placed over man. That would be a giant, uh, not some 60-foot dude, 300-foot dude. I tell you, this is a created environment. Without signs and wonders, you would not believe. Uh, this is not real. This is a fantasy world. Okay? So, uh, it's built upon reality. It is not reality. Now, when we look at this, we're going to see where Solomon is actually talking about the daughters of Jerusalem, his beloved, his bride, his sister, his spouse. Jesus is seeking his sister as his spouse, right? They're his brothers and sisters. Well, man, I tell you, flesh is the bride. So many virgins, that's those without spirit, without seeking. I tell you, there's two. Flesh is just soul, and some are just souls, and souls just die. Many virgins, But when Jesus cast legion from the crazy dude, this is an example of what's going to happen to Christians. Now, there's going to be two in a field, one will be taken. Now, the two is in you. That's to be one. You're supposed to become one. Two must become one. And but there's always two to start with. Now, when Legion was cast out, that was Israel, the demon, the fallen angels, the demons, right? They're the fallen angels. That's Legion. People always go, that demons are some weird-looking, crazy thing. But demons are just angels. They're a dim light. They're not as bright as they once were, but they still shine among men. In a time of darkness, even the smallest light shines brightly. So, these are people that are vying for your souls, truly. I tell you, I saw the people I came with. And these are in you. And Solomon covers that. And we covered that in David too a little bit. But it's also covered Ezekiel 17 and Lamentations 2 or 3. Can't remember. Where they'll gather everything. And you and Aaron, we covered where Israel was gathered to Aaron. And Aaron died. So that means he accepted flesh, became the house of Israel. And the demons within him, Legion, was the house of Israel, cast aside. Now, these were people that followed false gods. The serpent was raised up in the wilderness, right? But now the serpent is in church. So it had to be raised in the wilderness first. And then, you're called. Jesus is the way to the Father. Not your salvation. He says, I'm the way home, basically, is what he's telling you. I'm the way to the Father. So he's telling you he's his way home. He's not, he's just a guide. I'm telling you, you got to do the Father's will, Stupid stuff. But we're going to look here before I ramble on too far, because a lot of this is covered in here. Now we're going to start at 4. Yeah, we'll start at 4. And we're just going to pop through here a little bit. Now, it says, "Behold, you are fair, my love. Behold, you are fair. You have dove's eyes behind your veil." Behind your veil. This division between the two of you inside. Now, dove's eyes. Where are the doves? Noah sent out doves, 2 of them and 1 raven. Now, the raven went first. Jesus says, "I am first." So Jesus would be the raven. Then you got the doves that did not return, that came home and went into him, that hid. Okay? And then you have the second dove that did not return, went to some other place, right? Some other God. So your hair is like a flock of goats. Now it's better for a woman to have her head shaved, than like a sheep, than to speak in church. But anyway, going down from Mount Gilead, your teeth are like a flock of shorn sheep. Women, okay? Your teeth are like a flock of shorn sheep. Now your teeth eat herbs. You eat them up. You just always chomping. Sheep always eat. Now, this says here, which have come up from the washing. Now, what sheep come up from the washing? Christians, right? Like sheep come up from the washing. You haven't been, though. Sorry, you've been called to repent, and you still haven't done that, or you wouldn't be a Christian. You would never call yourself that in the terms that you use it. I use it as because, Christ is our teacher, right? And the Spirit is Christ, not Jesus. So, Jesus knew who he called, and, he was calling the bad guys, and he knew they had no understanding. He said that many times. Every one of them, every one of which bears twins, the 2 in the field, and none is barren among them. See, there'll be 2 of you, to be 1. One gets out. See, the one that cannot be seen leaves. The one that can be seen will stay. None is barren among them. Your lips are like a strand of scarlet. Are like, and we've used this before. Like does not mean it's what it is. It's like that. It's like that. It's not what it is. Your lips are like a strand of scarlet, and your mouth is lovely. Your temples behind your veil. Jesus can fix that. Red letters only. He fixes the hearing. Are like a piece of pomegranate. This pomegranate we discussed is Islam. Olive branch, that's Judaism. The vine, grapevine, that's Christianity. And the pomegranate, that is behind the veil. When you open a pomegranate, it has a thin layer in between the fruit and each fruit. There's a little layer of skin in between each layer. That is Islam, blind as bats. And we're going to cover that right here. Now it says, every one of which bears twins, and none is barren among them. Now this is very important for you. It says circumcise your heart. That means you have the laws are spiritual. This is in your heart. It says the words come out of your mouth, from your heart. You're willing to kill a brother to save yourself because you're chicken shit and you want to hide from your father. You're afraid of the punishment that is gathered within the world. You're afraid of it. You're scared. It says in here, fear not, but you're scared of it. I tell you, man, I've done lots of things. I've never been taken by anything. I tell you, alcohol, I drank a lot of beer. But when the time came, I put it aside. Uh, that's growing up. You leave childish things behind. A lot of people haven't left childish things behind. Now, like a piece of pomegranate, your neck is like the Tower of David, built for an armory. That neck, you're coming out, you're stiff-necked. Now, on which hang 1,000 bucklers. Those are spirits. People who are, tens of thousands, tens, 50s, whatever, hundreds. Now it says here, all shields of mighty men. Your two breasts are like two fawns. So you need to get rid of one of those. Twins of a gazelle, which feed among the lilies. So they're not the flowers. They feed among them until the day breaks. Now I tell you, darkness is coming. Until the day breaks and the shadows flee. And the shadows flee. The flood. The flood. Okay? When the darkness comes, the flood comes. All the spirits of the night show up. I will go my way to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense. You are all fair, my love. There is no spot in you. Come with me from Lebanon, my spouse. With me from Lebanon. Look from the top of Amana. Not manna, Amana. From the top of Sinir and Haran. From the lion's den, from the mountains of the leopards. From the lion's den, from the mountains of the leopards. Let's say that's Israel. They are bad. You have ravaged my heart. Now listen to this. My sister, my spouse. Again, my sister, my spouse. You have ravaged my heart with one look of your eyes, with one link of your necklace. How fair is your love, my sister, my spouse. How much better than wine is your love, and the scent of your perfumes than all spices. Your lips, O my spouse, drip as the honeycomb, honey and milk are under your tongue. Honey and milk are under your tongue. You see, when you eat the words, though, they turn bitter, right? It's as honey going in, but it's bitter when it hits the belly. Pardon me. See, they're not eating the words. See, Jesus says, I don't call the righteous, I call sinners in need of repentance. Like I say, I knew I was a sinner when I got to the book. So it wasn't hard for me to see where the bad guys were, because I'm one of them. I admit it. I have no problem with that. without the help of my Father, I wouldn't be here today. That's simple. That's what I mean. You don't come standing up. Uh, no. Uh, when you're born again, you literally have to die. Die to self, die to everything. There's nothing here that appeals to me. It is what is after all this. You know what I'm saying? Now it says, and the milk are under your tongue. Now, this is what, I use choking on the milk. Christians choke on the milk. That we had salvation when we got here. Jesus did not have to die. We have to have his testimony. His words are what get us back to the Father. We were not sin-free when we died under the law. We were not. We were held accountable for the law. That means we have to defeat the law. And Jesus came across plenty that were sin-free in his walk. Okay? If he came across 4 that are mentioned, there's more there. Only everybody else left Jesus. They went back home, right? Only the 12 disciples and some women, 7 women, hung with Jesus, right? Everybody else went home. Everybody else went home after he fed them. You see what I'm saying? They listened to him. Only those who do the will of the Father get to have it. You know what I'm saying? Those who didn't follow Jesus are the ones who were listening to him. The ones with understanding. The ones without understanding hung around. That's what he said. Now it says, and the fragrance of your garments is like the fragrance of Lebanon. A garden enclosed, they're shut up in buildings, is my sister, my spouse. Is my sister, my spouse. When you're married, you're Islam. A spring shut up, a fountain sealed. See, no living waters. No water at all. They're afraid. They want to be on top of the water. They don't want no rough seas, They want to calm all through their lives, no problems. Anytime they have a problem, they're down on their knees saying, Jesus, take it away. And, asking somebody else to fight their battles. They don't fight them. It's Jesus, that fights their battles. And one thing is clear, is it says stand up to be a man. Not crawl around like a little girl on your belly. Like a serpent. Don't hide behind your wife. And that's what you're doing. Hiding behind your wife. The flesh. The flesh is free. It can do whatever the heck it wants, man. That's one of the things about this place. Free will. I can do whatever I want. But what does it profit a man? Quite a bit. We cover it. Now, it says, your plants are an orchard of pomegranates. The seeds in which you're the seeds. When your plant grows, it's going to be a pomegranate. This is what I tell you. When you're so easy, willing to kill somebody in the spirit, and the laws are spiritual. So you're breaking spiritual law by killing your brothers and everybody around you that doesn't believe like you. It's going to be easy for you to go to killing in the flesh, just like Islam is now. They think, oh man, if they eat wine, they die. That's a good thing. It's a good thing to eat some, drink some wine. It is. I'm sorry. It is. A little wine is good for digestion, just not buckets full. When they get to the wedding and, oh, it's the good wine. Uh, it says, with pleasant fruits, fragrant henna and spikenard and saffron, calamus, cinnamon, with all the trees of frankincense, myrrh, and aloes, with all the chief spices. A fountain of gardens, a well of living waters. Now this here, you give your immortality away. That is the well in which the woman at the well drugged for and gave you to Jesus. Yeah. Now it says the Shulamite, right here. This was the beloved. Now this is the Shulamite, different spirit. Awake, O north wind, and come, O south. That means the north. If you go north, you come by the south, right? You go back the same way. It says that. Now, blow upon my garden that its spices may flow out. Let my beloved come to his garden and eat its pleasant fruits. Now, the beloved, this is chapter 5. I have come to my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with all my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey, and have drunk my wine with my milk. You see that? I tell you, they started out as Jews. They are now Christians. They have done the honey, they have done the milk, and they have accepted the wine. Accepted the wine. Now here it is. To his friends, eat, O friends. Drink, yes, drink deeply, O beloved ones. Drink deeply, drunk. Now listen, this goes with the prophecy from Jesus in Luke 21, red letters only, 21 through 24. Right here is the feast that you're setting up for. Right here, where he tells you to eat and drink. You're setting the table, though. Your servants, those who set the table, go first, right? The meal comes after. When Jesus eats again with you. Now, it says, the Shulamite, I sleep, but my heart is awake. Now, Jesus was very clear, the dead are just sleeping. But my heart, that spirit, is still alive in you. So he can come back again and again and again and again. You give it away. It is the voice of my beloved. He knocks, saying, open for me, my sister, my love. Now, who knocks? Open for me, my sister, my love, my dove, my perfect one, for my head is covered with dew. Now, this was back when the earth watered itself, Genesis. Okay? The earth watered itself. Their own fig leaves. Their own religions. They're watering themselves. My head is covered with dew. My locks with the drops of the night. The drops of the night. What do you get a drop of? A father? Spirit? Oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad for y'all. I have taken off my robe. How can I put it on again? This is that key of Solomon, the witchcraft, all that, being able to take from a spirit and all this. He's got you. I have washed my feet. I have washed my feet. How can I defile them? My beloved put his hand by the latch of the door, and my heart yearned for him. I arose to open for my beloved, and my hand dripped with myrrh, my fingers with liquid myrrh on the handles of the lock. I opened for my beloved, but my beloved had turned away and was gone. You will look for me, but you will not find me. My heart leapt up when he spoke. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. The watchmen who went out about the city found me. They struck me. They wounded me. The keepers of the walls took my veil away from me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if you find my beloved, that you tell him I am lovesick. Now, the daughter of Jerusalem is the spirit the Father gives us, right? The one that they keep defiling or is widowed. Now, has no lovers, so you need a new Jerusalem, all that. Now it says the daughters of Jerusalem. Now listen to this. What is your beloved more than another beloved? What makes him more special? The daughters of Jerusalem, his beloved is the Father, right? They are one. Now, O fairest among women. Now that's a question mark. So that's just, he's saying, what is your beloved more than any other beloved? O fairest among women. The fairest among women. Okay? He's asking the fairest among women. More than any other beloved. What is your beloved more than another beloved that you so charge us? See, the daughters of Jerusalem are charging them. Right? The Shulamite. My beloved is white and ruddy. Ruddy. Little beat up. Chief among 10,000. 10,000. Chief among 10,000. Wow. His head is like the finest gold. His locks are wavy and black as a raven. Man, you could almost put that as a picture of Jesus, couldn't you? If you was to put that into flesh. His eyes are like doves by the rivers of waters, washed with milk and fitly set. His cheeks are like a bed of spices. Oh, when he speaks, it's beautiful words. Banks of scented herbs. His lips are lilies, dripping liquid myrrh. His hands are rods of gold set in beryl. His body is carved ivory, inlaid with sapphires. His legs are pillars of marble, set on bases of fine gold. His countenance is like Lebanon, excellent as the cedars. His mouth is most sweet. Yes, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved. This is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. Now, this is an argument between the two different spirits. Okay? This is the daughters of Jerusalem here. What do they charge them with? Well, you got to do the Father's will. Sorry. This is my beloved. This is the description of them on the outside, right? Because on the inside, they ucky. The daughters of Jerusalem. Where has your beloved gone, O fairest among women? Where has your beloved turned aside, that we may seek him with you? I tell you, it's not hard. It is not hard to follow. It is you could have hit me over the head with a 2x4. I did not know. All I did, followed the law, the Ten Commandments in my heart. I put them here. I became the law. And I didn't eat unclean foods. And any time the Father put somebody in front of me, now I can't say any time. I'm sure I've missed a few. And maybe more than I'd ever know. But I tried to help those whom I saw that come across my path. Lift them up a little bit, I'm not required to save them. There's only one Savior. We just lift up those in need in times of trouble. People do that for their friends, but, you should do it for strangers too. But now it says, this is 6. Now he's asking, where is he that he may seek you? Jesus tells us, that the law still stands. And it says within the pages that spiritual law is the law. It's a spiritual law. Now, if you're in your heart condemning just random people for random acts, you're evil. You don't know that person. You don't know anything about anybody. You don't even know yourself. You think you're saved. You can't even recognize the evil within yourself. How can you recognize evil in the world? Judge righteously. Judge yourself first, then judge others. Now it says, the Shulamite, my beloved has gone to his garden, the beds of spices to feed his flock in the gardens. That's I would put that down as Trump right now. Nebuchadnezzar feeding. He's really riling them up, man. The beds of spices to feed his flock in the gardens, to gather lilies. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. He feeds his flock among the lilies. The beloved here. Oh, my love, you are as beautiful as Tazah, lovely as Jerusalem. Not Jerusalem, lovely as Jerusalem. Awesome as an army with banners. Turn your eyes away from me, for they have overcome me. Your hair is like a flock of goats going down from Gilead. Your teeth are like a flock of sheep which have come up from the washing. Everyone bears twins, and none is barren among them. Like a piece of pomegranate are your temples behind your veil. Now, like a piece of pomegranate, this A-R-E, is an added word because that would change it to a question, would it not? This is a statement of fact. Like a piece of pomegranate, your temples behind your veil. That's these temples behind your veil. You're not listening. You're letting this dude right up here tell you everything. Everybody's going to die. That's his law. He's the spirit inside of you that gives you the thought. The laws are for him. The one that's telling you to kill everybody. Yeah. They're not for the flesh. Now, it says here, there are 60 queens, 80 concubines, and virgins without number. I'm telling you, this is all the old gods. And these are where legions are. Now, virgins without number. Now, these are all the people that are going out and trying to, recruit, Muslims by, if you don't believe the way I do, I'm going to cut your head off. So now that you believe, since I threatened to cut your head off and you've converted, you're going to be a great Muslim. Stupid, 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 stupid. Telling somebody that you're going to kill them if they don't believe your way, and all of a sudden they say, oh, okay, I'll believe your way. That doesn't create converts. That creates hateful slaves, people who don't like you, who rebel against you. The only, my dove, my perfect one, is the only one. The only one of her mother, of her mother. And we talked about the spirit that went to the side and did her own thing without the consent of her husband. Now, the favorite of the one who bore her, the daughters saw her and called her blessed. The queens and the concubines, they praised her. The queens and the concubines praised her. Who is she who looks forth as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, awesome as an army with banners? Now it says the Shulamite 11 here on 6:11. I went down to the garden of nuts to see the verdure of the valley, to see whether the vine had budded and the pomegranate had bloomed. Before I was even aware, my soul had made me as the chariot of my noble people. The chariot of my noble people. Made me as the chariots of my noble people. See, this is what I was talking about. When Legion, now there's a spirit over all of them, and that would be the chariot. Jesus says, you will be in me as I am in the Father. In him. You give him your immortality. Now, and it tells you that in here if we believe it. Christians don't believe. They speak of demons, but they don't understand demons at all. They don't understand that demons are the ones that are speaking from their mouths. When you start speaking from your heart, then everything changes. But when you speak from here, you don't want that evil heart, because it just covers up all that good. I tell you, she speaks softly. Your mother ain't a yeller. She speaks softly. Yeah. Not, his sister. You have the same mother. Your brother, right? Now, it says, the beloved and his friends. Return, return, O Shulamite. Return, return, that we may look upon you. The flesh. The Shulamite. What would you see in the Shulamite? As it were, the dance of the two camps. The dance of the two camps. keep going back and forth, back and forth. How beautiful are your feet in sandals, O prince's daughter, O prince's daughter. The curves of your thighs like jewels. This is 7. I think I'm going to hold off on here. 45. A king is held captive by your tresses. See, this is all them people that church keeps killing Jesus every day. They raised him up. It says God raised him, and we are the gods and sons of God. So they raised him by their prayers, and I tell you that's how God's come about, is people give them their prayers. That's how you become immortal here. Now, let's look at this 8 real quick. It says, oh, that you were like my brother, who nursed at my mother's breast. If I should find you outside, I would kiss you. I would not be displeased. I would lead you and bring you into the house of my mother. She who used to instruct me, used to, not anymore. I would cause you to drink of spiced wine and the juice of my pomegranate. The messages of Jesus, that's the two-edged sword, spiced, of the juice of my pomegranate, Islam. You see, it says here, to the daughters of Jerusalem. His left hand is under my head. His right hand embraces me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. This is the one that Paul is speaking of when he's saying the woman should not speak in church. Okay? Right here. Do not stir up or awaken love until it pleases. This is when you get into that law. You find love, mercy, and understanding within the scriptures. I tell you, Christians call the God of the Old Testament the God of destruction. That is not true. That is not true. If he was the God of destruction, you wouldn't be here today. He's the God of love, mercy, and understanding. You reject him, is what it says. He doesn't reject you. The law has to be fulfilled. All scripture must be fulfilled. Must be. It says that. So, the New Testament is before the Old Testament. Don't forget that. May the Holy Spirit guide you. May God, the Father, the Creator of us all, protect your soul.